Hi friends, Prepared Suburbanite. It's almost Thanksgiving. We're less than a week away, and actually Christmas season is already in full swing. If you haven't been to the local stores, the Christmas stuff is up and out, displayed everywhere. It's just amazing how early it starts. But for today, in today's video, what I want to talk about is having a very prepper Christmas. We struggle just about every year to try to figure out what we can do to continue to promote being prepared and combine it with our Christmas gift list. We generally will trade gifts with immediate family, my kids, my sister, and some close friends that live nearby. We'll share Christmas with them as well. And while I think we're the only die-hard, dyed-in-the-wool preppers, there is a growing interest, I think, through our efforts for our kids and our friends and our relatives to become a little bit more prepared and ready for those kinds of odd things that are bound to happen with power outages, snowstorms, ice storms, hurricanes, floods, and then even some of the unthinkables. But the better prepared everybody can be, the better off we're all going to be. So we try to combine our Christmas gift giving with being prepared. So one of the first things that we did a while ago was to prepare a bug out bag for our kids. Now, our kids are all fully grown adults and all that, and it was kind of a challenge to get them to cross the line over to the awareness of the necessity of being prepared. And one of the ways that I thought was pretty effective was to equip them with each kid with their own get-home bags that they could toss in their vehicles, put it in the trunk, and be as ready as they can be. So we picked up a couple of the lesser expensive backpacks, and I think we got some at Tractor Supply. I think maybe even Gander Mountain had them on sale. There's nothing special about them. It's just a bag with some shoulder straps, a carry handle, a couple of zippers, a couple of different pouches, and we started equipping it ourselves. And what we were able to come up with for a list was actually pretty well appreciated. So we started with the backpack and decided that we were going to fill it up with the stuff that we thought could get folks started on a get-home bag. So we started with the bag as the container. We picked up some life straws, threw those in. Mylar blanket, we threw that in. Some hand warmers, threw them in. Flashlight, put that in. We put in a knife. This is a Swiss Army knife, and it's got a number of different things, and we kind of varied things a little bit. Somebody got a Swiss Army knife. Other folks may have gotten a Mora knife. Other folks may have gotten a multi-tool. Nothing super expensive, but just enough. I think we probably invested about $100 in the get-home bags and gifted them in the bag itself to our kids at Christmas time, and I think they were pretty pretty happy with having the starter kit for their get-home bags in their vehicles. I checked a little while ago, and they're still carrying them in their vehicles. They're in the trunks, they're in the back seats, that kind of a thing. So they are using them, and at least they're carrying them with them. Don't know how long they're actually going to be using them, or whether they've added to them or taken stuff out or used stuff. But we gave them the basics to get started with, and I thought it was a pretty good idea, and hopefully it's a good idea for you. You can be creative with it. You can customize it to your needs, to your relatives, your kids, your friends, your parents, however you need to really get her done. All right, a couple of years ago, we got a deal through Mountain House, and I can't remember which company we actually went through. It could have been Emergency Essentials, but we got a deal on Mountain House. They had a sale, and we've got what they call the basic assortment. It's got dinners, it's got breakfast kind of stuff with the granolas and that kind of thing. I think there's 29 servings in that case, and we got one for each of our kids and a couple extras, one for ourselves and one I think for my sister, and gave them out at Christmas as our big Christmas present to our kids, either last year or the year before. And that went over pretty well. You can use those things anytime you want. A lot of the folks that we exchange gifts with at Christmas are into camping, into hunting, and those kinds of things in the Mountain House kind of stuff really do kind of come in handy if you're camping, if you're hunting, you're hiking, you're out and about. They're good to have with you. You can break open the container and take out individual packs and put them in your bug out bags, put them in your get home bags, that kind of stuff. The other option is from Wise Foods. They've got similar kinds of setups with their freeze-dried food, and I like doing the freeze-dried kind of stuff because the shelf life is incredibly long. It really does taste pretty darn good. We've sampled them, all the different kinds from lots of different places, and really do think that you could actually survive on these things for a while. So I think it makes a darn good Christmas present. As an alternative to a get-home bag or a bug-out bag that you can put together yourself, one of the other things that has come up on the list, even though I don't think we've ever really done it, is to create and put together a vehicle emergency kit. Now you can start with a backpack, you can start with a small canvas tool bag, that kind of a thing, but you're going to want booster cables or jumper cables in there. You're going to want a wrench, tire pressure gauge, screwdriver, maybe a pair of gloves in case you get stranded, stuck out there. If you can find them, you can get road flares. You can get those triangle road hazard plastic signs that you can put alongside your vehicle. If you do end up broken down on a freeway, at least it'll give a little bit of advance warning so you don't get mowed down. So a vehicle emergency kit, I think, is a really good idea. If you care about folks that are close to you, that you exchange Christmas presents with, and you care about them, and you want them to think about being prepared, a vehicle emergency kit's a pretty good idea. We get schooled very frequently about investing, making sure that we've got an alternate form of currency if the S hits the fan at some point in the future. One of the most popular ones is to invest in silver. So for Christmas, what we've been doing for our grandkids is buying silver dollar. We get them from JM Bullion. These are the uncirculated Silver Eagles that they sell individually. Their minimum orders, I think, are $100. They do take credit cards, they take bank drafts, PayPal, that kind of stuff. So it's fairly easy to negotiate the price and negotiate the transaction with them. They ship very quickly. They come in little protective cases, little protective plastic cases like this, and they make great gifts. We've been doing this for a number of years with our grandkids right now, and they're starting to build up a little stockpile of usable silver dollars. All right, the other stuff that we do is what I call the prepper essentials. And I'm talking about individual gifts for individual people. You don't have to invest a lot. In fact, you can find a lot of good bargain type items that are good quality. Mora knives are one of the best for this kind of a gift idea. If you've got folks in your family, your friends that you exchange Christmas gifts with that are into camping, into hunting, are interested in being prepared or prepping, Mora knives are just absolutely indispensable. They are an indispensable part of any kind of a kit, whether it's a bug-out bag, a get-home bag, a everyday carry kind of a situation, even if they've got an EDC bag in their vehicle as a vehicle emergency kit. Knives are a great thing to have around. Mora knife makes a range of very inexpensive but pretty darn good quality knives. Little bit of shopping around here and there on Amazon, checking places like Bass Pro Shops, those kinds of things. You can find a pretty good deal on these. The Dixie Gun Show is going to be in our neighborhood in the next week or so, and I've got my eye on going there to see if I can find another display of the Mora knives so I can pick up a few extras to serve as gifts for this particular Christmas season. The other things that are pretty cool to give as individual gifts, and this is really quite a deal. My hat's off to some other YouTubers out there that from Viking Preparedness, Pastor Joe Fox came up with this as a recommendation. This is the Wowtech A3. It's being carried on Amazon. They're 20 bucks, and they are a great little knife, a great little, and they are a great little flashlight. There's the size of it there in my hand. Aircraft aluminum. It's got an adjustable bezel at the top here that you can spread the beam out or tighten it down like that and get the spotlight. There's a couple of different settings in there. It runs off, I think, a CR123. No, the 18650. So it comes with, and it does come with the 18650 battery. Watertight, just a great little gift for 20 bucks. Other things that we've given as individual gifts are multi-tools, and there's a gazillion people making them. We found a really good deal on Schrades at Tractor Supply and picked up a couple there, and they serve as wonderful gifts. Lowe's Home Improvement Store sells their own brand of those. They also sell the Gerbers and other name brands of the multi-tools so that you can spend as much or as little as you want to on the multi-tools. I like giving knives. I like giving multi-tools. I like giving flashlights. I like giving stuff that you can use in any kind of an emergency situation. Emergency blankets, Mylar blankets, compasses, Those kinds of things, I think, really say, hey, we got this from a friend, he's a prepper. It may spark a little bit of interest to get more people involved in being prepared. One of the other things that I've found is almost indispensable while I'm doing YouTube videoing, while I'm out and about with my cell phone. My cell phone seems to suck up quite a lot of battery life during the course of a day, depending on what I'm doing, of course. But these portable power packs, this one happens to come from Lumsing. It's a 15,000 milliamp hour unit. It's got 3 outputs, 1 input, and it's really come in handy. When we go to our bug out location, we're totally off grid up there. These things keep our cell phones charged, and they keep us out of trouble. There's a lot of different things that these things can power, portable electronics, that kind of a thing. Very handy. Make a great gift. We got mini power packs for our college-age granddaughter and her sister to carry with them because they're on their cell phones 24/7, and it hopefully has helped them stay charged up and stay up to date with all their friends in their social media, through their phones, all that kind of stuff. But these are a great deal. You can spend as little or a lot on these kinds of things. Goal Zero makes one that's probably the super deluxe model. It goes for about 150 bucks. These 10 to 15,000 milliamp hours units are anywhere from $15 to $22 to $25 in that range. You can go a little bit higher range and get up into the $35 to $50 range for the ones that are in the 25 to 30,000 milliamp hour range. But they are a wonderful, wonderful tool to have and make a great, great gift. All right, stocking stuffers. Now, we still do, and it's kind of a tradition in the house, that we'll put together a stocking for everybody that we expect to be at our place on Christmas Day. So it doesn't matter how young or how old they are, everybody gets a stocking. There's always candy in there. There's always a piece of fruit, homemade kind of stuff, homemade candies, that kind of thing. And we'll throw in some extra stuff in there. We used to do kind of like what we called a care package and put in toothbrushes, and we still do from time to time, toothbrushes and the little travel-sized toothpastes and safety razors and those kinds of things for just to kind of stuff the stocking with. But as we got more and more into prepping, we decided, well, let's try to make it a very prepper Christmas and use the stocking stuffers as part of the prepping kinds of gifts. So, handkerchiefs, flashlights, mini multi-tools, hand warmers, glow lights, that kind of stuff, extra batteries for the flashlights that you may have given as an individual gift, that kind of stuff. So try to use the stocking stuffers as a springboard for some additional prepper type items. Christmas is such a wonderful time of the year. You get a chance to reconnect with friends and family and relatives, neighbors. It's just a great, great period of time. As a prepper, as part of the prepper community, I think we've got a responsibility to share our experiences and our knowledge with those that are just beginning down the pathway to being prepared, or have progressed quite a ways, or haven't even thought about starting yet. But I think we've got a responsibility to kind of open some doors for them, and you can do that through the kinds of gifts that you're going to plan to give this Christmas. And remember, it's not always just about giving gifts. The true meaning of Christmas, well, that's up to you. This is the Prepared Suburbanite reminding you to be prepared always, and I'll see you on the next video.